All right, what's up, my brothers? So we need to talk about a major problem when dating middle-aged women. I want you younger guys to pay close attention to this, and some of you older fellas, this is going to be like, it's going to piss off a few people, I know that. So I've got a longer-term coaching client, and he keeps running into a problem over and over again when he's dealing with these middle-aged women that he's dating. He's a very successful 50-year-old guy. C-suite, makes 7 and a bit figures per year. Net worth is high 8s. He's doing real well in life, let's just say. He's got it all together. He's a 6'6", a 6 foot tall, 600 horsepower pants, blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff. He is probably the top 1% of all guys out there. But the problem that he keeps dealing with is he keeps dealing with middle-aged women, and he gets like starry-eyed. So I'm still working with him on this one, and he asked me to make this video to, of course, offer some clarity to the public, because we talked about it in great length. So I thought I would break it down. Let me put it to you this way. You guys know that I'm a car guy. If you watch my channel for a while, it should be obvious to you. I'm filming this in my McLaren. But the thing that you got to understand about these 35 to 45, 50-year-olds even sort of thing is a lot of guys will start dealing with them after they get through their divorce, and they think that they're like the best thing since sliced bread, if you will. If I can put it in the resto-mod sort of context, I love older cars. Okay, my favorite car is probably, I would have to pin it as a 1970 Boss Mustang 429. Resto-mod the shit out of it. They look beautiful. Older women are kind of like a resto-mod. Okay, they look really good. They've had the updated suspension, the updated motor, the interior's fixed, they updated the brakes from drums to discs all the way around, big brake kit, all that sort of stuff. But the fact still remains, it's a 1970s car. Okay, same thing with these chicks, 45, 50 years old. They can get out of a divorce, they go get their post-divorce tatas done, the tailor-made titty sort of thing. Hair's all done, makeup, the Brazilian butt lifts, blah, 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 all of a sudden. And, they kind of bamboozle some of the guys that are still somewhat plugged in or still sort of dealing with a little bit of the problem, because what they fail to understand is even a car, it doesn't matter if it's been perfectly resto-modded up to modern type of conditions, it's still got 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 miles on the body and a whole bunch of owners. And with that comes a whole bunch of problems and drama and all kinds of things that come with it. And guys forget that. You don't deal with that when you're dealing with younger women, right? They haven't had their heart broken a few times. They haven't been cheated on. The stories that some of these older chicks start crying about to guys is just, it's almost endless. So yeah, it does look great on the outside, on surface level. It's sort of like, pretty kick-ass looking with, the final details sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still an older car, and it's going to have problems, right? You can't, like, a 1970s resto-mod Mustang can't hold a candle to this. Not even fucking close. New cars, new additions, newer models always have less headaches, less problems, they're more reliable, they break down less often, they have less, mental breakdown sort of things. And they also come with a lot less of the baggage that comes with older cars and older women sort of thing, right? They've been married once, twice, 3 times. They've got 1, 2, 3 kids from maybe 1, 2, 3 different fathers. They've, oh, so-and-so did this and that, they cheated on me, right? It's like endless stories of this, that, and the other thing that have to deal with today as a seasoned gentleman. And let's be honest, most of the guys that age, they've worked through most of their stuff. They just don't come with the drama and the baggage, right? Like a 45, 50-year-old guy that's top shelf, top 1% is far more valuable in a sexual marketplace than a 45, 50-year-old woman. Men and women don't age the same, okay? A woman's sexual market value peaks around 23. They've done lots of studies on this. It's cross-cultural. Any continent, any culture, anywhere from 18 to 70, they've done surveys in Evo Psych studies many, many times. It's been repeated. And every single guy, when given the choice of a lineup of 20-year-olds all the way up to 70, routinely pick about 22, 23. They don't pick 45-year-olds with tailor-made titties and Brazilian butt lifts and hair, and you see them in the gym, right? And, they're they're pretty women, right? Like, you know, some guys will be like, that's very attractive. I like that. I like a MILF or whatever it happens to be. But I'll tell you something. Let me share with you a little personal story, okay? When I got out of my divorce around 39 or so, 40, I started dating, met this hot single mom, you know, ticked off whatever boxes I thought were important at the time, had a couple of kids in tow from her prior marriage, you know, from that divorce. And she had some serious baggage, as do all women, as it continued to repeat itself over and over again as I continue to go through like the dating phases. I dated this woman for a couple of years. And, you know, this one time she had this event that we had to go to. I can't remember what it was, but I was down at her place, brought a change of clothes, nice shirt, you know, pants sort of thing. You know, she basically wanted me to show up looking like arm candy. She hops in the passenger seat of my nice ride. You know, she's got the mom car. You know, she wants to hop in the nice car that I'm driving, and I show up, big, tall, buff dude with muscles, looking nice in his, you know, outfit sort of thing, making bank. And she wants to show me off as arm candy, basically. And I said to her, when I was hopping in the shower, I said, you know, do me a solid, can you iron that shirt for me so, you know, we can rip at it? And she's like, oh, no, I'm not going to iron a shirt for a man. And I was like, excuse me? You're not going to iron a shirt? What? Pardon me? So I probed, right? You know, like, why won't this chick do something for me? I'm at her house for her event, you know, make her look good sort of thing. And she's unwilling to iron a shirt for me. So she proceeds to tell me the story, okay? When she was in her mid-20s, her mom died a year or something like that, you know, before. She claimed her father was always cheating, going outside of the marriage, blah, blah, blah sort of thing. And she came home one day after traveling the world for several years, doing what, you know, women do when they travel the world for 7 years in their party years sort of thing. She came home and her father was not to be seen on the main floor, and this new woman was in the house shortly after her mom died, ironing his shirt. And she swore from that day that she would never, ever iron a man's shirt because of that incident. Now, that's just one of dozens for some women, hundreds of whatever it happens to be, of circumstances or scenarios where women carry this baggage around with them into their later years. So not only are they older and less desirable, they're, you know, I mean, if you're looking to have kids, you want to have kids with a woman, you're not going to have it with a 45-year-old, right? Like, what's the point, okay? Younger women bring less baggage, they're more attractive, they're more fertile, they don't have as much drama, they haven't had their hearts broken, they haven't been through 20, 30, 50, 100 guys, right? Like, women just can't seem to get it through their heads that their value is based on purity. You know, basically it boils down to this. You see, women look at a guy and they're more interested in his future. Does he have his shit together? Does he make money? You know, that sort of stuff. They're more interested in his financial resources, okay? Guys, on the other hand, and they don't always do this, but I'm going to tell you right now, once you adopt this philosophy, it completely changes. Guys, on the other hand, you need to be more concerned with their past, okay? What kind of baggage does she bring to the table? How many kids from how many different guys? What kind of trauma, you know, does she bring? If it's not the ironing thing, you know, what, you know, 72 other items does it happen to be that pile up that you now have to contend with because she dealt with that shit 10, 15, 20 years ago, and she hasn't gotten it out of her system. You know, she's still hung up on it, sort of thing. So when you understand as a guy, if you're together as an older seasoned gentleman, right, that you have the capacity to date younger, more attractive women with less baggage, with less drama that they bring to the table, you know, without other men's kids, you know, stuff like that, you're in a far better position. You're always going to be happier, right? So the problem with that is you always get the, oh, why don't you grow up and be a man? You know, society and women especially will tell guys when they see a attractive older guy with cash dating a younger woman, they're always like, oh, why don't you date somebody your own age and grow up and be a man and, you know, blah, 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 and all that sort of shit. It's like, I don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter. Your opinion matters to me so little that it's invisible. I don't hear it. The problem is that most guys out there right now in society, they still hear all these ridiculous opinions that are all about, yeah, maybe I should date somebody my own age. You know, I'm divorced and I've got a couple of kids from my prior marriage, so why wouldn't I date a chick that's also divorced, that's got kids from a prior marriage, or, you know, kids from many different fathers, in fact. Guys will make these concessions over and over again Very nice Maserati MC20. I haven't seen one of those on the road yet. Just pulling up behind me, actually. Hopefully he's going to the same car meet that I am. But you get the idea, right? Like, these sorts of situations do drag on, and they do create havoc and chaos in a seasoned gentleman's life. And why would you want to invite that into your life? You can avoid a lot of that almost entirely and completely by just deciding not to deal with women that bring havoc and chaos into your life because of the baggage and the drama. Look, if you like dating, you know, women around your same, you know, around your age, or if you like MILFs, if you're a younger guy, cool. You know, there's always a market for that, and there's never ever going to be a shortage of guys that will date women that age. But if you have your shit together, if you're an unplugged guy, if you've read my book, you've been, you know, consuming my podcast and my channel, I invite you to consider this very, very simple fact that older women bring a lot more baggage that they haven't dealt with. It's like their baggage is almost like a brick. Every single piece of bullshit that happens in their life, he hurt me, this guy broke my heart, he cheated on me, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff is like a brick. And they put it in a burlap bag, a sturdy burlap bag, and they throw that thing over their shoulder and they carry it around like it's a badge of honor. It's invisible. Nobody else sees it but them. They carry it around like it's a badge of honor. And the truth of the matter is, nobody cares. I don't care, you shouldn't care, society shouldn't care either. Take that shit, take that bag of bricks, that burlap bag full of bricks, drop it, put it down, and walk away from it. I'm talking to you, ladies. It's not that hard. Simple as that. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it at that. You guys leave some comments below. Give the video a thumbs up, and let guys know if I'm right or I'm wrong. You know, maybe you've got some personal stories, but I'm going to tell you what, guys. You know, from my own personal experience, my life improved dramatically when I recognized that older women with baggage, with shit they haven't worked on, with kids in tow and all that sort of stuff, are not as desirable and not as fun to date and spend time with as younger women that have their shit together. They just aren't. So once you get to that point, you level up and you start making choices that are more aligned with, you know, a lifestyle that's going to serve you better, and you're going to have better outcomes tied into that. Give it a try. What do you got to lose? Anyway, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.